Well, greetings, faithful followers. I'm Brother Jack Angry, and this is Inferna, the cougar from hell.
Hello, everyone.
And we wanted to take a minute here to give a special shout out to a good friend of ours, our friends at the Shilling Shockers TV show, namely Penny Dreadful the 13th, and her husband and sidekick, Guru the Werewolf. Their real-life counterparts, Danielle Gallagher and Magoo Gallagher, you know, they've had some rough times over the last year or so. Her husband, Magoo, who plays Guru the Werewolf, has been battling cancer, and as you know, with this kind of an illness and the treatments you have to go through to keep it at bay, obviously that takes a toll on a person emotionally, physically, and most importantly, financially.
Family.
Yes, and it takes a toll on the family. I know Penny's, or Danielle has taken up, to try and do her best to cover any lost income by working more than one job. And that's been especially hard on her, and, we salute her for that, and Magoo for everything he does. That's why we want to tell you about a site on GoFundMe.com. It's Magoo's medical expenses, and we'll be putting a link here at the bottom of this announcement here, and it may be on the screen right now. I'm sure you'll be able to see it, but please take a moment to go to the site, follow that link, and donate what you can, even if it's just a few dollars or as little as $5. Every little bit helps. This is going to help Magoo recap or recover what he's lost for wages, what he's lost for, it's going to help make his medical expenses, and it's going to help with the things, give him the peace of mind that he can concentrate on his fight and hopefully make a full recovery. And that's what we're all pulling for here. The crew, myself, Inferna, Brother James, Torrid, Dedra, we're all pulling for Magoo to make a complete recovery. And for him to do that, he's got to focus 100% on fighting his illness and coming back better and stronger than before in 2014, and we want to help that happen. So even if you can't donate, or you can only donate a few bucks, if you can't donate, then spread this around. Like this video on Facebook. Share it with your friends, your family, your Facebook friends, your Twitter friends. Let's get Magoo the support he needs to beat this and to come back stronger than ever. So, I'm Brother Jack Angry, along with Inferna, and from the rest of the crew here at the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakarama, Magoo, keep fighting. Hang in there, buddy. We've all got your back on this.
Show support that there's people out there that actually care.
That's
when
right.
You're in that situation.
And we know that, I check the site every day, and we know that many of you care. A lot of you have donated. They're at over 50% towards their goal. So with a little bit more love, a little more support, we can get them to where they need to be so that Magoo can focus on his recovery without having to worry about covering these expenses. And we're going to do everything we can, and we hope you will too. So thank you and enjoy. Well, greetings, faithful followers. This is your old pal, Brother Jack Angry, along with Inferna, the cougar from hell.
Hello there.
Yeah, so Inferna, it's been a while since you've been in here. What's been going on? You've been doing some work for Down Below, or?
Yes, I'd like to call it vacation, but I guess work isn't considered vacation.
No, it's not. If there's a reason work is called work. But we've missed having you here. We've had a lot of cards and letters. People asking where you're at, what you've been doing, and I understand that you got some new artwork done by our good friend Todd Mizia,
yes.
aka the Toxic Zombie.
I'd like to say thank you, Todd Mizia.
Yep.
Is that it, Mizia?
Yeah, Todd.
Thank you, Todd, very much for the cartoon drawing. It's very beautiful. I love it.
Yes, and it does. It looks fantastic, and you can look for that. On our blog and website. We incorporated it into the website under Inferna's page, so you can go to that, and you can look for more work from Todd Mizia, aka the Toxic Zombie. He's promised that he'll do some drawings of myself, Ash, Brother James, and the whole gang, and we'll get those up to you as soon as we get them.
Isn't he the one that did the animated of all of us?
Yes, he did. The one we use on our, the one we've used in our openings of our show and on our swag page.
With the tombstone.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Ash is on it.
Yep, exactly.
Brother
Ash,
James.
Brother James, Gulia, the original Gulia, played by Matty Gripe. And yes, he did that, and he did a wonderful job with that, and we're really excited to see what else he comes up with.
Yeah, he does really, really good.
Yes, he does. He's done wonderful. So, tonight's movie is the 1965 classic, Black Sunday. Now this stars...
That was in 1960.
I'm sorry, you're right, 1960.
1960 Black Sunday,
yes,
with Barbara Steele.
Mm-hmm.
And who else?
Well, the names of the male members of the cast really escape me. I do apologize. Barbara Steele was the most noteworthy performer in that piece, but she had the either the misfortune or the privilege, I don't know how it depends on your point of view, I guess, to play a dual role. She plays Princess Aja, the vampire, and she plays Katya, the young noblewoman who is part of this family that's been cursed by Aja and her devil-worshipping compatriots. It was actually a really great film.
Because I don't know, it's about witches and vampire. It's not just about one thing. It's about a Satan mask.
Yes, the mask. The American title was actually called The Mask of the Devil or The Mask of Satan. The Italian version, which I can't pronounce because frankly my Italian just sucks. That's what it means, is literally the Mask of Satan. And it was called that because there was a scene in the beginning of the film where Princess Aja is put into this mask as a punishment. And the mask
from her brother.
Yes, from her own brother. And if you watch the film, there's something kind of funny going on there, you know. It's like, I wonder if this didn't take place in Arkansas or rather than Italy. But the mask has these little spikes inside, and the mask is put over her face and then driven into position.
She doesn't even really scream either.
No, she doesn't, which is kind of creepy. And then you got the whole staring eyes thing. But actually, it was a very excellently done movie. A little bit of trivia about that. That film was one of American International's highest grossing pictures. It also surpassed... There were 3 films with American International that were their top grossers. Black Sunday, or Mask of Satan, was the number 1. Number 2 was Goliath versus the Barbarians with Steve Reeves. And number 3 was Roger Corman's Fall of the House of Usher. Those films had gone on in their first few months of being theatrical release, had gone on to produce well over $1 million each, and they only cost maybe a small fraction of that to actually shoot, but they did go on to be very profitable films for American International. Samuel Z. Arkoff and James Nicholson, you know, some very shrewd business savvy on those films, but they are remembered, they're regarded as iconic classics, particularly Corman's film, The Fall of the House of Usher with Vincent Price.
For a 60s film, I do give this a 5.
Well, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to give it a...
I'm surprised. I've never heard of it before.
Well, it's one of those undiscovered classics. You see it right now. Outfits like Mill Video and Vestron and others, they get a hold of these and then they put them in compilation editions. You know, they'll release it with like Night of the Living Dead or something like that as part of a dual CD pack. And they really don't do the films justice. And that's why this film is a staple with most horror movie hosts. I know I've run it. My good friend Sean Smith, a.k.a. the Sinister Minister out of Las Vegas, has run it. That's how I became acquainted with it. It's been run by several other horror hosts. And speaking of whore hosts, kiddies, be sure and check our Facebook page. It should be one of the first few within the first 10 entries. There'll be a form that you can download and fill out. Follow the instructions and email it to terrico@aol.com and just write in the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakorama for the 2014 Rondo Awards. Because we are up for that on a write-in nomination. And
That's nice.
well, it's the Rondo Awards. That's like the Oscars of horror hosting, you know. So if you get a Rondo Award, you've arrived, you've made it, you know. And you know, no lab coats need apply. Well, welcome back, faithful followers. What do you think of Black Sunday? Isn't that scary? I mean, you saw the scene with the mask getting put over her face and then driven into place with the nails and the spikes. And
Can't keep my eyes off of it.
yeah, I know. It's like, and then Barbara Steele as Princess Aja with those big staring eyes, you know.
She's very pretty.
Oh yes, Barbara Steele was regarded as one of the most beautiful women in films during that era, the late 50s through the 70s. She actually went on to star in quite a few different horror films, mostly for Hammer Studios and some American International Pictures. She did produce her own movies. She was a producer, and I think she did some directing as well. But in I believe the late 70s to early 80s, she kind of decided she didn't want to deal with doing horror movies anymore. She wanted to do dramatic roles. She felt she was being typecast as a horror actress, and she didn't really want that. She did some episodic television, mostly in England and Italy. She'd actually taken a break where she took up the hobbies of painting, if I'm not mistaken, and produced several art shows and other.
Well, that's fun. Yeah, I wish she had a better.
Yeah, she had interests outside of the horror industry, and along with her husband, who, if I'm not mistaken, has recently passed away. That's at least what I found on IMDb. But anyway, still, Barbara Steele is regarded as one of the top horror movie actresses, and she kind of set the bar for many of the current scream queens today. Gals like Linnea Quigley, Briggs Stevens, Belinda Bauer, and a few others. Speaking of scream queens, we want to throw a big shout out to our friend Dawn DeVerger and Rhiannon Silk, two up-and-coming scream queens. They have appeared at the AltCon Festival, which I believe is located in Tennessee. Dawn was actually responsible for putting some of that together. We wish her well and good luck with that. And Rhiannon Silk, great horror actress. I mean, she's done several smaller productions on the indie circuit, so you can look for more from her coming here to the Angry Brothers Omaha Shakorama shortly.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, we're actually in the pipe to get several indie films that have never been shown on TV before, so that's a good thing.
So what are some flaws that you've seen
in
this movie?
In this movie, Black Sunday. Well, there was a scene where Princess Aja as Katya was standing by her father's coffin. Something happens. Something happens in the scene, and they do a shot of her running down the hall. Well, in the scene where she's standing by the coffin, you can clearly see that she's wearing seam stockings with the dark stockings with the very bold black seam up the back. And then as she's running down the hall, you'll see that her legs are completely bare. There's no stockings or anything, so that was a rather glaring technical error.
Never noticed.
Yeah, there was also a scene where you mentioned a scene where the cross gets knocked down.
Yes, that's when the curse starts again. The doctor goes into the tomb where Aja is.
Yes.
And a bat comes and attacks him, a huge bat. And then he breaks the cross, and that's when the curse starts.
Yes, because the cross is what's actually holding her in the coffin.
The cross is keeping her in that coffin.
Yeah.
Not since Dracula stalked the earth has the world known so terrifying a day or night.
It is I who renounce you, and in the name of Satan I place a curse upon you.
Black Sunday is like no motion picture you've ever seen. There are those who believe and those who do not. But both must know the suspense, the shock of meeting the living dead and of bringing the dead to life.
Look into my eyes. Embrace me. You will die, but I can bring you pleasures mortals cannot know.
Black Sunday, the most terrifying motion picture you'll ever see. Satan, wearing strange robes and fighting with all the furies of Hades, arouses the countryside to a frenzy of black terror.
The cross was holding the vampire Princess Aja in the coffin.
Yeah, is she a vampire or a witch?
Well, I think she was burned as a witch and cursed to become a vampire, and that's what happened.
Okay, that makes more
The
sense.
cross held her in the coffin, and when the doctor knocked it down, it allowed her to rise as a vampire, and that's when all the shit started. There was a scene where one of the local village girls is milking a cow. That was actually done by Mario Bravo's daughter, Jenna.
Yeah, what a mean mom.
Well, yeah, it's like...
Go milk the cow. There is nothing to worry about. Then you go milk the cow, Mom.
Well, then if you're an Italian peasant in the 19th century, you ain't got much to do anyway.
True.
But there was actually a scene in that where she was milking the cow, and some of the production assistants basically goosed the cow. I don't know if they took the thumb and up the butt or something. But anyway, the cow seemed to have objected to it. It kicked Mario Bravo's daughter and took off. So, they had to waste 2 hours of shooting time to round up this pissed off cow who was running around the set.
I'd be a little pissed off, too.
Yeah, it was like somebody, it was like, sorry, it's like no prostate problems there.
Interesting news.
Yeah.
The things you have to do for filming.
Well, that's it. Well, that's when people start acting crazy. People get goofy. It's like shit like this happens, I mean, look at some of the stuff
That's
we
where
do.
the shit happens comes from.
Yes, shit happened. Yeah, that cow probably shit all over himself. But Mario Bravo's daughter wasn't too happy because she got kicked by the cow.
That's one that's milking the cow?
Mm-hmm. Yes, she was milking. So his daughter Gemma.
I thought something would happen to her, but nothing did.
No, nothing happened to the character of the peasant girl. I mean, she was just kind of put in there as just to segue in certain parts of the story.
During that part of the film.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a very well-written film. Actually, in a 1982 issue of TV Guide, Tim Burton listed the film Black Sunday as one of his all-time favorite films. So this film really has it's given a lot of people a lot of influence.
It's kind of like The Mummy.
Well, yeah, it's based on it's the same
the
form.
way that the witch Aja comes back to life.
Well, yes, it's like one little thing, an old cross getting knocked over causes all of this damage and all this drama just from one little act. And that's a nice little metaphor.
That's all it takes.
It's a nice little metaphor for life. All it takes is one thing to go awry, and it just starts a domino effect, and then everything goes to hell. But we're going to get back to the film Black Sunday, starring Barbara Steele, here on the Angry Brothers Omaha Shockorama.
Enjoy.
enjoy, and don't knock over any crosses, people.
Better sleep with one.
Yes, that's right. You know, if you see a big stone coffin anywhere around, avoid it. You know, it's like, nope, not even.
Sorry if you live by one.
Well, greetings, faithful followers. Welcome back. What did you think of Black Sunday? Wasn't that movie scary?
I'm loving it.
Oh yes, Barbara Steele never fails to disappoint. I mean, we ran her in Nightmare Castle recently, which we've gotten a lot of really great reviews on.
Mm-hmm.
The ending of the film. Now, I watched the ending of the film, and I thought it was really great. You know, the way they had Barbara Steele playing the dual parts, and the ending. You commented where they've got Katya. Katya is the good one.
I just think ketchup when I say her name.
Ketchup. That's
ketchup.
Cute. I like that. Damn Russian names anyway. But anyway, Katya's on this stone slab about to be sacrificed, and her boyfriend, the doctor, notices the cross around her neck. You know,
he's going to stake her in the eyeball.
Ooh, staking in the eyeballs. Ooh.
Then he turns around and Aja puts a curse on him. Tries to put a curse on him, but then the other people come in to save him, and
they drag
Ketchup.
Katya, they drag Aja off to be burned, and you know, thus ends the film. So all in all, it's a really great, well-made film, and I do have to agree with Inferna. Normally we wouldn't give any film 5 stars, but except like maybe a George Romero, Dawn of the Dead or something like that, or if we ever can get the permission to run the original Exorcist, that one's going to get 5 stars, definitely. Go team. But, you know, this movie, we're going to give it a 5 stars just because it is so damn good. And
for a black and white film, it's pretty darn good.
For a black and white film, it really holds your interest. But then, you know, I'm a horror geek, so you know that. You obviously know that Brother Jack is a horror geek.
And I just like these kind of films, like this Black Sunday. These are my kind of films.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, they are. They really have a broad appeal, and they've really reached out to a lot of people over the years. Barbara Steele is still in the entertainment industry and still producing, still
beautiful.
Yes, still beautiful. I mean, she's aged very well, and she wears it very well, and you know, we have to give her a big shout out here from Omaha. But it's a great movie. If you have a Roku box, just in the search box on the main page, put in Black Sunday. It'll take you right to it, and you'll be able to watch that and enjoy that at no cost to yourself. One of the great features about Roku, and you know, you can tell your cable company to fuck off. You know, just pay for your high-speed internet. It's where it's at, kids. Cable TV, forget it. It's going the way of the dodo here.
Just go to YouTube.
Yeah, well, YouTube is another good outlet. Although they won't let you copy anything, you bastards. You know, it's like power to the people. You know. Anyway.
You know more about that stuff.
Yeah,
You're the one that puts all this together.
Brother Jack breaking copyright laws? Oh, heaven forbid.
You're the one doing your job. That's why I haven't staked you with a fork yet in your ass.
Haven't staked me with the, you know.
Haven't had to grab your balls lately.
Yeah, well, it's my balls have had a hard enough time this week, so let's you know, the balls are off limits.
You've been doing your duty, so.
Yeah, it's like Brother James, on the other hand, we still haven't seen that bastard anywhere around.
I was wanting that Satan mask, though, from the store to put on my wall.
There you go.
So perfect.
That would look like a great... I think that prop is still floating around somewhere. I know it's been sold on eBay a couple of times. You know, it's in the hands of a private collector, but it has appeared on eBay at least 2 times that I'm aware of.
I sure the hell don't want to wear it.
No. I mean, the nails...
I think that's for witches and vampire people.
Well, yeah, it's like we don't have any vampires running around here yet, but we have heard from our friend out in our friend in Fremont, Demonica.
One of them was a witch or vampire that we have. A vampire.
Well, that would be Demonica, and oh, that's another thing I've heard from Demonica. She's
Sin?
going. No, not Sin. Demonica, our friend Lori.
Okay.
She's actually moving to Omaha, and she will be officially taking up residence in her apartment this Sunday. You know, she's let me know.
Her mansion.
Yes, her mansion, yes. Apartment? No. She's got expensive taste for that. But, you know, so hopefully we'll be seeing her, but she's been busy doing her own thing, and you know, and we have had a few people inquire about her. You know, we've mentioned her. She's on the website, but we've never seen her. So
very grateful for Lori.
Yes, yes, and our good friend Lori Lorsch, who writes for us for the Examiner, she's going to be doing some more articles in regards to that. She's got in touch with me, and she says those will be coming out shortly. The 29th of, well, I don't want to let it